I remember you all. I know you raised your hand. You're leading? Maybe.
Just waiting for your signal.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I'll get to it eventually. You're good.
Scouts, attention! Color guard, attention! Color guard, forward march! Color guard, halt! Color guard, prepare to post colors. Color guard, post the colors. Hand salute. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
2. Hand sign. Please join me in the oath, law, and outdoor code.
On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. A Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. As an American, I will do my best to be clean in my outdoor manners, to be careful with fire, to be considerate in the outdoors, and to be conservation-minded.
2. Color guard, reform. Color guard, dismissed. Scouts, at ease.
Thank you, Kurt. Good evening, everybody. How you guys doing? Yeah, we'll try that again. How's everybody doing this evening? Yeah, there we go. G's out. Well, welcome to the March Roundtable. It's good to see everybody. Pretty packed house. That's great to see. So thank you for coming. Is there anybody that has never been here before? Raise your hand real high. And then, can you please stand? Because I can't see all your hands. So, welcome everybody for your first roundtable. A lot of it's some youth. Awesome, good to see you. Some adults. So thank you very much. We just want to recognize that you guys are here. Please feel free to ask anybody that has questions. Let us know. We're here to help you out. Anybody that has the aprons on, you can find them around. They're the ones that are on Roundtable Committee. We'll be glad to help you out with any questions. But other than that, you guys can have a seat. I'm just kidding. Stand up. No, I'm just kidding. So this evening, our breakouts, we have Cub Scouts. We'll do flag etiquette with Kurt in the back. And the Scouts BSA will be in here. We have some folks from NYLT that is here, so we can talk about PLC and then also talk about NYLT and getting your youth to that program. Highly recommended if you haven't heard about it before. You're going to hear about tonight and why it's important. So let's get started on some announcements. Amy Klein, you're up first. Lisa, you're on deck.
Right.
And there's an X here just in case you're curious, so all the people on internet land can see you. Oh, yeah. I'll get that there.
I am Amy Klein. I am on the Gateway Day Camp team. We just remind you for the pack side, remember early bird pricing is done at the end of the month. So if you want your packs to appreciate those extra dollars that you are not paying, make sure you remind them they need to get their registration. On the troop side, we are still looking for troop sponsorship. We talked a little bit about this last month. We are looking for troops to own some of our stations. So with that, they can advertise their troop, they can recruit their troop, and from our side, they can provide a great program. We will give them all the activities. We just ask them to provide their adult leadership and their youth help. Again, if you have questions, you can reach out to the day camp team. You can also reach out to Shay, and she can get you in touch with us as well.
Awesome, thank you. I'm calling an audible, sorry. OA, Kate, you can come on in. I made a mistake, so my apologies. Sorry, Lisa, you have to wait one more time.
Sure.
Okay, Tate, I'm from OA, and I'm going to talk about some of the events that are coming up. First one doesn't currently have a day. It may not happen. Is the chapter winter fellowship sometime in March, preferably. It may not happen. The one that is going to happen that is known about is Spring Fellowship at Camp Lazarus, April 11th through 13th. It is a fellowship event. Then is the first ordeal at April 25th through 27th at Camp Fallen Rock. It's going to prepare the camp for the conclave, which is hosted at that camp this year. So, one quick note about that is that it falls under the first cost of NYLT dates, so think about that for your youth to see what you recommend them. Don't force them to go to either one. Just tell them that it might be a contradiction. After that, May 2nd through 4th is the Lazarus Centennial. There's gonna be call-outs then, and he's gonna be helping with that, with the setup, I believe, and stuff. After that is the May 16th through 18th is the Section E13 Conclave. The theme this year is Fan the Frontier, based on, it's at Camp Fallen Rock, and it's based on the frontiersman tradition of that camp, and also it's going to be talking about, also going to have some stuff about like cryptids and stuff. After that, June 1st through June 7th is the Summer Fellowship at Mammoth Caving Adventures. There's going to be canoeing in caves, ziplining in caves. That may not happen because of the currently low attendance, maybe delayed or postponed. That's a note for that one. August 8th through 10th is the second audio. It's at OYO. The last audio / Brotherhood of the Year is September 5th through 7th at Lazarus. After that, October 3rd through October 5th is Fall Fellowship at Fallen Rock. Then after that, October 31st through November 2nd is Farm. It is similar to it is a training event hosted by the section, and that is all for the year. So if you want to see any of this more in detail, go to the Tecumseh Lodge website. You can see the event list for all of the stuff besides Winter Fellowship. So that is all I have, so thank you for hosting me.
Thank you. Lisa, Martin, you're up. BJ, you're on deck.
Okay. So, a scout is thrifty, right? So, there is a training agreement between the Red Cross and Scouting America for discounted CPR, first aid, AED training.
And wilderness first aid.
Wilderness first aid. So, Lisa and I were both certified Red Cross instructors, so if anyone's interested in taking up some basic cut price, but delivered awesomely. So. Yeah, basically, if anyone's interested in basically really discounted Red Cross related first aid training, just come and see us, we'll let you know. We just did a course for Ron's troop. from over the years, the background, so he can provide quotes and stuff. So yeah, come see us. We do have a website, but I can't remember the URL.
That's right.
We bring it to you if
Yeah.
that's what would help you guys to have large groups go. We can. Yes.
Sorry, quick question. Do you guys have information about the new lifeguard program and that training for that?
I can get you it, but we can't deliver it.
That's, yeah, I figured.
Yes.
Thank you.
So, and it is through Red Cross as opposed to ECSI. So.
Yeah, we get flyers out next time. But thank you.
Cool.
Awesome.
My turn. So, in case oh wait, I'm not on the X. Sorry. On the 12th of March, I am teaching a class here. It will be a training on how to navigate scouts with special needs. We're going to talk about everything from behavioral issues all the way up to food aversions and everything in between, how to accommodate and how to be better leaders. So that is still open until the day of. Yes, ma'am.
Will that be available online? Because my son has a choir concert that night.
It is not this time,
Okay.
but we will hopefully be
It
able
was
to
on my
offer it again.
calendar to go, and now I cannot.
Yeah, so hopefully it will, if I get a lot of turnout this time, we'll be able to offer it again. And there'll be snacks.
What was the date on that again? I missed it.
March 12th,
Okay.
right here in this very room.
Thank you.
And we're gonna have snacks.
Next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday. Yes, it is next Wednesday.
Sure, I speak loud enough. Hi, I'm BJ. Kyle. The Conservation Committee is holding a Bio Blitz on April 13th. It's a Sunday, 9 a.m. to 1. It's a great opportunity. We're going to bring in the community, Cubs, Scouts, and the crews. Okay? And what we're going to do at that point in time is we're going to catalog Camp Lazarus with using the iNaturalist app. We'll put you into groups, and you'll go around and we'll figure out what plants are on at the camp and where they're at the camp. So great conservation experience. Unlike most conservation experiences, it's not very labor intensive, and kids can then get hours and help them get awards for different awards that are down here. This flyer is there. Pick it up. It's $15. We'll get you a patch and feed you at the end. At noon, we'll bring in, we'll provide lunch and give you a patch. So hope to see you there. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to do future first before the big thing everybody's here for. So future, the May Camporee, we are doing the Lazarus Centennial. We will be doing it Friday night through Sunday. So it's May 5th or May 2nd through the 4th. It's $30. That includes camping as well as the Saturday event. If you can only come for the Saturday, it's only $25. Now, for the thing that everybody's here for, since I sent out an email trying to get people to come in.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Klondike patches are in. So if I can have a representative come up and get your patches, Troop 136. Troop 275.
275!
772, or 752.
752.
814.
814. All down here.
296.
Right here.
296.
418.
418.
28.
28.
20. 275. 270.
I'll take it back.
Let's take it parent.
I'll take them back to them. Or?
Oh, it's right here.
Okay. 672.
672.
365.
365.
Got it!
And for the win.
And last one, Troop 96.
96.
Sweet. Yeah.
So I've been waking up every morning and I'm like, honey, is it March 20th? She's like, no. Next day I wake, is it March 20th? She's like, no. Because you know what happens on March 20th, right?
Yeah, Day of Giving.
What is it? Say it with me. Day of Giving. So, I've heard from a lot of units on a Day of Giving coordinator, but I haven't heard from everybody. So if I haven't heard from your unit, please take out your handy dandy pocket computer, point your camera at that QR code, and please fill out that form, and that person will immediately get all the information they need to be your Day of Giving coordinator. And what is the Day of Giving? Well, it is a very special day where the Gateway District gets to collect enough funds to improve the scouting for everybody. And all you have to do, if you were the coordinator or you know who the coordinator, they just need to share a story. And their story can be real simple. My story is real simple. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for Scouts. That's the honest truth. I wouldn't be here. My dad, who was an Eagle Scout, and a lot of you know my dad, Eagle Scout in the 50s, right? His career was based on him being a Scout. And if he hadn't chosen his career, he wouldn't have met my mom. I wouldn't have been here. That's pretty straightforward, right? So if it wasn't for Scouts, I wouldn't be here. Okay? Yeah. So it doesn't get much more important than that. So I want you to tell your story. I want you to share your story with your unit, and I want everybody to help improve scouting in the Gateway District. Thank you. I forgot some stats that were given tonight. Very important stats. So, Scout Reach program. This is one thing for Day of Giving. Scout Reach program last year, over 700 scouts are in our Scout Reach program. Out of those 700 scouts, 1,300 scholarship items were given to those scouts. Camp. I'm sorry?
1,300 to all scouts.
1,300 all scouts. Camp. Uniforms. Anything that the council could help provide those scouts to give them a wonderful opportunity. So if you want to know what Day of Giving supports, that's one thing it supports right there. Thank you.
Such a big crowd, I have to look for people.
So I'm super short and sweet. I just wanted to make a SKC announcement. Nick Carr is no longer with Simon Kenton Council. So if you guys need anything, everybody should know how to contact me. Just let me know.
It's the shock of losing somebody.
I know. Sorry.
You're on deck.
It's not because we don't want to
You're
contact
stuck with me. I'm sorry, Stacey.
We like you.
Barely.
Every day I've been waking up and I says, is it March 30th? Is it March 30th? March 30th is the day we're having our second Gateway District Award Social. Okay, so I talked to some people tonight and said, oh, it's the 9th, right? No, that was the old date. We moved it to the 30th. It's going to be at Resurrection Evangelical Lutheran Church in Hilliard from 4 to 6:30. So come, have some food, sandwiches, ice cream, fellowship, and lots of applause for the awardees. We've got over 100 leaders that will be recognized at that event, thanks to many of your nominations. It costs $20. You can register online and on the website. So, any questions? Be there. Everybody, how many's registered for it already? Okay, we need more hands. We need a lot of people showing up. We had an overflowing crowd last year. We had to move it to a bigger space. So we hope we can fill that one up. Thanks.
Hi, everybody. I'm here to talk about STEM Camp, which is the week following Gateway Day Camp. It's for our cubbies, and we would love to have as many older scouts to help out and work as well. Our package for reimbursement isn't as plush as some, but that's okay. We're a camp alternative. So we focus on STEM. We give children and scouts the opportunity for camp that they may not have been able to because day camp's too much. We try to be on the smaller side. There is a cap of 150 right now, and we are currently at like 30. So our early bird pricing is the same. So the end of this month would be your early bird pricing. We'd love to have you, and there's a special surprise that we can't talk about yet. So you have to sign up to get that.
That's the list I had. There's always somebody in this group that says I have an announcement. Anybody? All right, a win for tonight. So I want to pass over. We're going to do a quick ceremony for recognition. So I'm going to ask the course director from the Wood Badge course to come up to do a presentation of beads.
So my name is Shannon Langer. I have the honor of serving as the course director in the fall of 2023. And tonight we are honoring somebody who's really popular in this room. Where is BJ? Well, he's working hard. Like, look. So come on up. So first we always like to talk a little bit about Wood Badge, and we're going to talk about this guy. What is Wood Badge? For anybody who doesn't know what Wood Badge is a course that was first created by Baden Powell in 1919 to train our leaders. Wood Badge has changed incredibly over the years. It started out as more of a practical skills, the skills you might learn when you take your IOLS or Introduction to Outward Leadership training for the Cub Scouts, so you know what's coming. Wood Badge is for all leaders at any rank or wherever you are in your leadership. Wood Badge is a leadership development training course. It is the premier training course in the Simon Kenton Council. And you know what it entails is developing a vision. So what BJ did through his 2 weekends of training was to develop a vision for leadership. It's a personal vision. So if you're like a newer leader and you're watching these folks stand up here, I couldn't help but notice that mostly everybody was at some point took the Wood Badge course, and it will give you those skills to, you know, if you're sitting there thinking, how am I going to come up with all these things, and how do these people? This is an opportunity for any leader to sign up. I do know that there will be a course this fall in August and September, and Nick will be serving as you will be serving as the ASM program, which is kind of like the backup assistant course director, and that is an opportunity. BJ's ticket was really packed. I mean, your ticket was packed, and so some of the things that BJ did for his ticket, which is 5 goals that supported his vision for scouting, included things like state fair, working on the state fair board, working here at Roundtable, doing things within his troop to encourage STEM, and I especially liked your last one, which was really taking the opportunity to encourage scouts in their vocation, which was kind of the whole point of merit badges, and sometimes we lose sight of that. And so I just think it was a job very well done, and you should be very proud of all the hard work you've done. And so we are going to begin with Nick. And I think Jeff is going to come up and help us too.
So when you graduate Wood Badge and you finish your ticket, your 5 items, you get your neckerchief. So the neckerchief is based off of Mr. McLaren, that was a district commissioner in Scotland, and he purchased Gilwell. So the whole point of that is that's the swash that you have here, the patch, is to remember Mr. McLaren and what he did and purchased the Gilwell field that all started Gilwell and then Wood Badge. Sorry.
The next part of the Wood Badge regalia is the beads. When Baden Powell wanted to figure out a way of awarding his scout leaders for the Wood Badge training, he brought with him, they each received a strand of leather with 2 wooden beads, which was something he brought back from his time in Africa.
that goes along with this holds it all together, and it is our woggle, or some people will call it a Turk's head knot. Look at this, there's an X, cool, off in the middle. Or a Turk's head knot. What's interesting, if you ever look at a woggle, there's no beginning and there's no end. It keeps on going, much like BJ's service to scouting. He probably couldn't tell you where it started, and it'll probably never end. This you're gonna put on because if I slip and it slides up, it pops you in the nose.
New ones.
And I just want to say again, no training in scouting would be complete without a certificate. Suitable for training.
Awesome, congratulations, BJ. It was like I was BJ's ticket counselor, so I got to see the process all the way through. I had never seen somebody so passionate about his ticket items to go through it. I mean, he was like, I got this done, hey, I'm almost done with this. It was like very quick check-ins, but he knew exactly what his roadmap was, and the impact he made or the ripple on the community and scouting is unbelievable. So BJ, thank you again for everything you do, and congratulations, awesome. So we're gonna go ahead and break up into our groups. So Scouts BSA will stay up here, and Cub Scouts will be on the other side with Kurt, and we'll see you guys back here in about 35, 40 minutes.
Wait, do we take our card with us?
Yes, you can take your card with you, and I'll come to your meeting and see if you don't have one. I'll make sure I get you a card. It's actually pretty interesting about this this breakout. It came out of the July planning meeting, and it's talking about PLCs and how you have effective PLCs. And I knew from that get-go, I was going to reach out to Mick Sherry, because I knew he was the course director of the spring course that's happening here in less than 30 days. So I said, hey, it'd be really cool if we can have some NYLT staff here to talk about PLC, what it looks like, so they can coach and train the adult staff here to take it back to our units on what they think, how that PLC should be ran, and what's being taught currently at NYLT. So I'll let Mick come up, I'll let him introduce the staff that he has here, and then I'll let them knock it off from there.
Hey, thanks. Yeah, thank you. Again, I'm Mick Sherry. I'm course director for Course 1 this year. We have 3 courses. And tonight we're going to talk a little bit about a PLC, but more importantly, we're going to talk a lot more about NYLT, and here's why. We have 3 courses. We have 3 courses that you have a group of probably 75 youth-ish that are going to prepare very hard for each one of those and need people
people there. They need to pass on the message and the passion and everything that they've learned. Tonight, we have here, John Yerke is one of the ASMs. His son Aaron is our youth course lead from last year, and what I'd like to do right now is introduce you to two of the ladies that are on the course this year as staff members, MK and Sydney. Would you like to come up here?
Hello, my name is MK Frog. Some of you guys are familiar to me for reasons, don't worry. Hi, I'm Sydney. I'm from Troop 732, and on course 1, I'm the female SPL, and then I'm the ASPL service, so I'm in charge of quartermasters and getting things done. And then tonight we wanted to talk to you a bit about PLCs, patrol leader councils. A lot of troops do those, where they'll have feedback from each patrol leader to their upper staff, well, not staff, their upper leadership and youth. So we want to show you a little bit about what the feedback afterwards might look like between two of the older scouts who are receiving that feedback. Alright, so I noticed that we received a little bit of feedback from a bunch of our patrols tonight. I think we should really talk about that before we leave.
Yeah, I definitely heard a couple of patrol issues I think we should talk about.
Yeah, so I noticed that the Red Patrol mentions that they're having a lot of scouts using their phones during meetings. Do you have any suggestions for that?
I definitely think we should go try to talk to that patrol tomorrow, make sure next meeting, make sure they know that it shouldn't be out during the meetings, and just remind them.
Yeah, we should definitely put a stop to that. I also noticed that the Blue Patrol mentioned that he was having trouble getting their older scouts to kind of pay attention. They were being distracted, and they kept not listening because they were younger instead of them being older. So is there kind of something we could do about that?
No, it's kind of tricky, but I think maybe that's one where you might need adult leadership in, just to intervene to explain why it's important to listen to your leaders, even if they might be younger. So
yeah, we should definitely prioritize talking about that at the next meeting instead of moving on to like normal programming, just so we can get kind of touch base.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah. Okay. So a big part of NYLT is feedback. We do that again and again and again on the course weekends. If you guys have been to Wood Badge, and a lot of you have, this is kind of a youth version of that. The course takes place over 6 days for all 3 courses. For course 1 specifically, it takes place over 2 weekends. So they will arrive there Friday, they'll be placed into patrols, and they'll start making good friendships and bonds. It'll carry them through both the rest of the course and the rest of their lives. I think it's very, very important, the things that we teach there. It's definitely impacted my life so much more than I could have ever imagined. Let me stay on track. It's for youth ages 13 and above that have reached first class. So this is a really good opportunity for youth to challenge themselves as both individuals and as leaders. So if you know that they want to go for SBL, if you know that they are a patrol leader or they're going to try to be a patrol leader or they want to get into leadership, this is a huge segue for them to learn how to do that. They'll learn problem solving, they'll learn feedback, they'll learn how to work with others in a way that they might not be doing in their own units currently.
Yeah, just like MK said, NYLT, we don't just cover leadership, we cover like basically everything. So like how to solve problems, all the way to like ethics and diversity, which are very complicated topics, but those are things we cover at NYLT. And going into course, you might not expect that you're gonna get that much out of it, but trust me, you will, because the course is entirely youth-led. So all the staff, so like me, MK, and the rest of our staff for course 1, we're all youth-led. So there's no adult interventions a lot of the time. So a lot of the stuff that the youth staff learned from course when we took it, we try to put it into our course to teach the participants of the next year.
So I didn't know what NYLT was when I was showing up. My mom just got an email from my scoutmaster and said, oh hey, I signed you up for a thing. You're going tomorrow. I showed up that first weekend with a tote, not knowing I'd have to lug that thing around all the way through Camp Lazarus. All the
excited to do everything, and me and my patrol kept bouncing around, being competitive, learning about each other, communicating only by yelling, and then learning how to communicate by talking to each other, and actually learning how to listen, which was so important. Since going into course, I've been able to challenge myself as a leader to teach others about the equal process. I've learned how to actually resolve conflicts in my units that were blowing up in my face as I was on my way out. But I learned so much that has lasted me up into my career in scouting and afterwards. Like, this is something that I've ended up using in my professional life as well. The things that you learn at NYLT will affect you for the rest of your life, and this is a great way to teach youth before they start getting set in their own path.
Yeah, so my story is kind of similar to MK's. I had no idea I was going to NYLT. My dad's like, hey, you got to camp out this weekend? Pack for it. So I didn't know what NYLT was, but when I came to course, me and MK ended up being in the same patrol. So we've been participants together, we staffed together, we're staffing again together. So we've honestly been through this entire NYLT journey together.
We staffed again and
again, yeah. So me and MK know each other pretty well. But basically, before I went into course, I was a very, very, very quiet kid. I never talked to anyone, never liked answering questions in class. Meeting new people was terrifying for me. Don't ask 13-year-old me to do that. I could not do that. So when I came to course, I was definitely the same person. Like, I was very timid. MK and probably everyone in our patrol can attest. The entire first weekend, I was so nervous and scared. I just wouldn't talk to anyone. I was definitely not stepping up to be a leader in games. But somehow by the end of course, I really learned how to be a good leader and learned how to be more confident in myself. That somehow 14 or 15-year-old me was like, you know what, I'm gonna go back and staff because I loved all the things I learned in NYLT and wanted to teach a new group of people. So NYLT has really impacted me so much because without NYLT, I literally wouldn't be here because I would have been out of my mind terrified to talk to a whole room of people. So it would have been, really bad.
And even if you have scouts that have already been in leadership positions, don't hesitate to challenge them. I had already been senior patrol leader, assistant senior patrol leader. I was JASM when I went. And that was the first time I got to see actual patrol method and learn how to implement it in my troop going forward. It was a huge learning curve, and I definitely learned how to step up to the challenge, and it really got me out of my way of thinking into a new way to accept new ideas. So after that, I just like to open the floor up to any questions. For the dates, it's April 4th to 6th and April 25th to 27th, I believe. Cost is $250. We do have scholarships available. If you do have any additional questions after this, you can reach out to McSherry. But yeah, if you guys have any other questions, we open up the floor. Yes?
Do you know what the dates are for next year yet?
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can look into that, but no, I don't. Give us a minute.
Sure. I'll give you a couple months if you need it. I just don't want to plan troop stuff over this like I unintentionally been doing, so I can get some guys there.
We've modified our annual planning to go around the school calendar year.
I'm on my ninth
to kind of do
revision of
that
our
same
troop
thing.
calendar right now.
No other questions?
How many years were you in the course?
So this is, when did we take
Uh,
this?
2 years?
Participant and staff.
2 years ago, so we did participant year, then we staffed course 1, then we staffed course 3, and now we're back to staffing course 1, and then we're gonna staff course 3.
Yeah.
So
Come a long way.
yeah.
To be able to speak in front of a bunch of old people.
But it's a real, yes?
Both of you, can you please explain your favorite thing when you took the course, and then your favorite thing as you've been staffing the course that you've done?
Ironically, it's kind of the same. My favorite thing when taking the course was definitely the games, because we got to go outside and get out of the dark room and presentations. But then presentations would be my favorite thing after getting out and doing all the games. But now that I've staffed, I love setting up the games, and I love being able to give presentations because it teaches me public speaking skills that I get to use outside of course.
Yeah. Everyone's favorite part about taking courses at games. You can ask anyone, they love the games. But you honestly learn a lot from the games, whether you're realizing it or not, so they serve a purpose. But as a staff, honestly, it's really weird, but I also like the presenting part, because I really get to work on my presenting skills, which I wouldn't have if I didn't take NYLT.
Any other questions? Yes?
So are you both on your Troops PLC right now?
I was SPL last year, so currently I'm a troop guide in our troop, so no.
So I'm currently in a venturing crew and a troop and another venturing crew and a pack, but so I'm
Too much Kool-Aid.
yeah. So I'm assistant scoutmaster in my troop. I'm I'm vice president for one of my crews. And I'm just a participant in my other crew, and then I'm assistant den leader in my den. But I still stick around for all of my troop PLCs, our planning meetings. We have so many. And we've definitely changed the structure since a lot of us have gone to NYLT. We really had a loose patrol method, and now we're getting into like 5 patrols. We're over in the Polaris district, but it's really affected how we've run our troop in a positive light.
What kind of thing, a follow-up question, what kind of things have you done since you staffed or you were at NYLT to encourage more scouts from other troops to come out and join you at NYLT?
So one big thing is me and the people who have attended NYLT, a lot of our visions, we do the same thing kind of as Wood Badges. We make a vision and we have goals to follow it. And it's usually to affect our home units and improve them in some way, which we try to involve as many people as possible to like show them what NYLT is, what it's done for us, and how it can improve them. I've talked with many youth in my troop and said, I love what you're doing. I love that you're going for leadership, and I would love to see you take NYLT to give you the tools to actually accomplish your goals.
So you're sharing all that with all of them?
Yeah. Plus all the inside jokes too. They look over and see us cackling about something that happens on course every other week.
Great job, thank you.
Okay. And with that, I just leave you guys with the challenge to sign up as many scouts as possible so we can have a full course this year. Yeah.
I will say, so my son took it.
Year before last.
Yeah, it was 2022. Yeah, it was 22. No, 23. He took 23 in the summer, and this is a kid you want to talk to. Oh, he did? At Oyo? He went down to Oyo for a week-long course. And I can say, like, this is the kid, and Mr. Sherry knows because he's a scoutmaster in our unit, definitely afraid to talk to adults. Like, wouldn't do it. Like, if he didn't know you, he would not talk to you, and you wouldn't get anything signed off. He's like, oh, I'll just get it next week. Like, I'm not worried about it. And, you know, Mr. Sherry and I worked with him and tried to get him to do it. He just wouldn't. I dropped this kid off at Oyo. I think it was on Sunday, and I picked him back up on Friday evening. That kid was a completely, like, smiling ear to ear. Couldn't believe how much fun it was. He had the availability. He actually staffed last year in the spring. He loves it. I can tell you it changes youth's lives. It really does. Not only like in a scouting atmosphere, but schoolwork has gone way above and beyond to doing some great things in school and really challenging himself and going into honors classes and applying the methods he learned at NYLT. So if you've never sent a kid, I would highly recommend signing him up. It's a fantastic course. So please make sure you do that. Mick, did you have anything else to add?
No, there's, if you can go out to the website, if you look at the Facebook page post, Cami just put something out there. Signups are open for all 3 courses.
Awesome. Now, I definitely want to help make sure we get that spring course staffed up as much as possible. You know, they're light right now, so anything we can do to help urge youth to go do it, please do it. Because I know that Lisa, I think you're on staff, right, as a medical officer for that course?
I am.
So, is anybody else in the staff in this room?
Alan's in
John?
the room.
Alan? Yeah, so, yeah, John, like, fantastic group of people, so you're not going to get misled, trust me. I know that for a fact. I know a lot of those people. The next thing we want to talk about, we kind of threw somebody else into this mix, is Mr. Wallace. Oh, surprise. No. Mr. Wallace reached out to me and asked, hey, like, would I be able to talk about the new Eagle app? So he's going to talk about that and some other changes probably he has. And I think the firing squad's ready because they're ready to ask questions. So, but I'll turn it over to Jeff to talk about advancement stuff.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
So I'm here to fill the space left over since I got done a little bit early, and I'll do what I can here. A couple different things. The guide to advancement. If you ever send me an email or anybody else an email within the advancement team asking anything else, that is what I will call our Bible. That's what we refer to. That's the rules and regulations we follow on. We don't make those up. We follow by those. And if it's not in there, then we go hunting for it someplace else. But that has most of what we'll typically look for. In 2025, they came out with a new version of that one. On, I believe it's page number 7, they've listed significant changes. And there's 9 significant changes they've gone through, and they've done some things. But what I'm here to mention above that when it says almost every section of this guide has received some minor or major revision since the last edition. So even though they give you 9, they're scattered throughout there. Some are minor, some are major. The major ones are out here. My recommendation to you is if you need something in the guide or there's something that you've been working with, it's probably worthwhile taking a look and see if things changed. I don't believe there's been a new version for a couple of years right there, but if you ever have a question, it's always a good place to look at. The second thing is our brand new Eagle application. Eagle application 2025. This is the first new application that's come out in a while, and it's also got the biggest set of revisions on it that's come out in a while. The first thing you'll notice across the bottom, it is branded appropriately as Scouting America. And since the branding has taken place and since official branding took place for Scouting in February, this is the version you should be using. If you're printing out from Scout Book, this is the version that will typically come out now. So it does help out with that. From our perspective on the advancement team, the fact that it comes out from Scout Book, most of your dates are now correct as opposed to before where we had to hunt down dates. The merit badges are chosen correctly as opposed to before. Sometimes we had to choose the merit badges. The one major change that you will notice in here is there is now a list for 4 letters of recommendation, not 5, 4. And it doesn't tell you what those 4 are. It just leaves it open. What we've been given direction from is no Scoutmaster, no parent. Let the Scouts go out and find whoever else they can find. Now, I know of a certain Scoutmaster who shall remain nameless in this room, but there is no way he will let one of his Scouts go to an Eagle Board without a letter. And that's fine. That doesn't mean there can't be a 5th letter or a 6th letter. What I'm saying is for what they're asking for in the 4 official spots, no Scoutmaster, no parent. Yes?
It's not just Scoutmaster, isn't it any unit leader?
The way it's been worded to me is Scoutmaster.
Oh, okay.
And I can double check that one, but the way it's been worded to me is Scoutmaster. Because some people have chosen unit leaders that they're close with also. So, I'll double.
There was a certain retiring district representative who told me.
Speed?
I won't mention names.
Speed?
No, not Pete.
Speed?
Not
Mike?
No.
Okay.
Eagle Advisor District.
Okay, I'll take a look around and see. I can check my emails back here real quick too in a few minutes and double check. But yeah, what I read was Scoutmaster and parent. Because the next question came up is what about a committee chair? And the answer to that one was yes.
They used to require something of a religious belief. Not
No.
anymore. Okay.
There's just 4 open spots here, nothing on a religious belief. Now, in response to your question right there, one of my questions is typically turned to is, how do you define reverence?
Right.
And it's funny because I had a scout last week who sat there and looked at me and goes, I don't know. And I'm going, okay, you said the oath and law for how many times and you've been saying a scout is reverent. What is reverence to you? What does it mean to you? So we kind of backfill for that one right there. But yeah, that is no longer on here. It is just 4 open spots. Okay? Thank you. Yeah, that's it.
card yet, playing card.
That's right. Yeah, I know.
Aaron, do you want me a favor? You want to go there and see how close they are? We might get out of here a little early. Depends on Cubs.
They're about 40, 50 feet.
Depends on.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what the field is with. Yes, sir.
When you go into Scout Book, they have the create a advancement report.
Yes.
Is there any way, I haven't found it, is there any way of just getting a blank one with no one's name on it or anything like that? Because I like to have the paper one there when I go on a camp out or something like that. I can mark things off on that.
Hey, Jeff, do you know of a blank, like the report you print out from Scout Book that shows you all their information in it to print an advancement for an Eagle? Is there a way to like print a blank one of those? Is there a like form somewhere digitally that is on some Scout website?
What I've done in the past was I would take a used Scout, print that one, or convert that one to PDF, and then white out the name. And that way you can just reuse that.
Okay.
Is this the form that's now available on Scout? My question.
Do you need it?
Yeah. New application.
Yes.
If you run the report the right way, it repopulates everything.
He just wants to take it on like camp outs without any electronics and fill out paperwork and stuff like that.
Yeah, so with Scout Book, all you do is you grab one of your new Scouts and then remove the name.
So no.
Yeah. So I actually have a question. I know we've talked about a couple other ones. Going back to PLCs, like what have you done in your units to help drive attendance to PLCs? Nick, I knew you were going to say that. It's funny because it actually came up a couple of months ago. I think we talked about it. A youth was here and said, "I'll take pizza every time."
They are upset when I'm not there and somebody fills in and there's not pizza. Absolutely.
Pizza?
Yeah.
You guys, someone asked me to send it out, but they didn't do it. The Excel spreadsheet that we use makes it a lot easier, and they like using that quite a bit more. Actually, we have an Excel spreadsheet that's built that they populate with all their events, and the committee's got access to it.
Let's see if I can pull it up.
They populate everything that's going on. They pull up where. You can pull it up, Gessel?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was actually dreamt up while we were watching Remember the Titans for the 37th time on an NYLT course. I was standing outside. Left side? Yeah, left side. I'm left side for sure. Absolutely.
My high school's in that.
So is Richard Vance. You're from Virginia? You went to the same high school that Richard Vance went to.
Well, I mean, that was T.C. Williams. My high school was Hayfield.
He went there when it was still a high school.
Well, T.C. Williams was, I thought, still.
Then he was at the other one. So here it is. Basically, you just scroll down January, February. This has got everything in it, what they're doing, when they're doing it. They populate all of this. We don't do any of it.
So this is 2023, this is 2024, this is 2025, and then here's 2026. So they already got some, like the big events already planned for 2026 already of what they want to do. So we got caving in February of 26, March they want to go to Newport Aquarium, intro to camp out in April, So they already got a lot of building blocks, and this really does help the committee. Like, they kind of know at that point of, hey, let's start planning this information. They know the dates that they're looking for roughly, and it really does help drive that. So as they're making these changes, the committee's meeting and they're seeing all the changes as we make them live, so they can discuss, and it's very fluid communication between, you know, from the troop side, scouts, to the committee side.
The other thing we're able to do is whenever you get something that comes up on the council or district or school calendar or whatever, you can start populating those things in there. And our scouts do a annual planning meeting last week of fall break or winter break every year, and then they'll revisit it again mid-year and make adjustments to it. But it's an open, living, breathing document that every one of our scouts has access to.
How far out do you plan? A year or 18 months?
They'll do 18 months. They'll do the year pretty big chunks, or almost everything for the year. They'll do 18 months out. They did 24 on some of this stuff.
You guys camp every month?
So we have PLC every month, yes.
We do
Camp.
camping.
Yes.
Yeah.
Every month, but generally the Klondike was the only time we ever slept in a cabin, so we don't call that camping.
Good answer.
And they also do like one time a year, like they'll do like a gaming, like a lock-in of some sort, to kind of like relax. I know that we did it. They want to do a Pinewood Derby, so I set up the track and let them. You know, they built cars and everything else, and they raced all night, and then they had pizza party and played games and stuff like that. So that's always an option too. It's a really cool event. Anything else? Huh? Yeah.
So would you mind sharing that spreadsheet?
No.
Oh.
Proprietary
Put it on
information.
the,
Should have took a visual snapshot. Yeah, I'll download a copy and I'll throw it on the
Thank you, Nick.
the Google Drive for Gateway District, so you have access to it for the month. And then just make a copy of it and put it in your drive if you want to.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. What are you shaking your head for?
It's just, we do it differently.
What do you do?
It's called dealer's choice.
Dealer's choice?
It's fairly simple. Every scout is responsible for coming up with 5 or 6 index cards. That index card is supposed to have school, things that you're committed to for school, things that you're committed to for family, things you want to do throughout the course of the year. And when we have our planning meetings, we have a planning meeting, we plan out for 6 months. You come with your cards. If you got no cards, if you don't bring no cards to the table, you have no voice. So if it's not important, if you're in the band and it's not important, you don't bring it to you. When it comes time to put your calendar together, your card is what you, okay, I'm gonna put I wanna do this. I'm gonna push this idea. Well, if everybody commits, then that's your card.
Yeah.
That's you're in. If you don't have cards at the table, so everybody plans according to what their schedule is. Those cards come to us, the troop committee, and then we deal with the cards we're given.
That's a good one. I know that like our troop also, yeah, like they also do like, hey, these are like the big buckets of different types of community type things we want to do, and then they put dots on everything to say like, this is what I'm interested in doing, and then we tailor it down a little bit more. Well, what type of camping event do you want to do? And they put, all the scouts put dots on it at one of the troop meetings, so then you take that to the planning meeting and, hey, this is the thing that has the most, let's make something around these things. And it speeds up the process. Anybody else do anything different? No?
Okay.
Bunch of quiet people.
So we're trying to go home.
I know, we're waiting for the Cubs to get over here.
Well, one thing we do when we do our planning meeting at the end of the season, somewhere at the end of May, first part of June, before we go to summer camp, is we have the older scouts do a planning for next year. And there'll be some basic things that we're doing, because like we'll have our cold weather campouts in January.
Yeah.
And then our ski trips in February, so those things are kind of like standard ones. But then ask them what they want to do with merit badges. And we usually will have, like you said, pizza and some other stuff like that for available.
Nice, that's good.
Done yet? I know, it's been almost 10 minutes.
So is anybody scared about having these cards in their hand? Like, there's a lot of people are like, what am I signing? Like, what am I doing? No? Nothing?
What are you
Mr.
gonna tell
Weber? 7? Call you. Let me guess, Mr. Weber, you have the 7 of spades. Clubs. It was black, that's why as far as I can see. I'm sorry, I couldn't see it that way. Alright, let me go check the clubs, see if they're done yet. This is like the first time like Scouts have done this. Oh, there you go. Didn't count some
Yeah, but sometimes it also might just be that it doesn't like that it's sending it as a link as opposed to. I don't know if that's what it is.
Maybe that's the problem. I have to miss the line. Let's put it this way, I got that new AT&T tower that they have set up for you, because it reads off the your cell phone towers and stuff like that, so wireless. This thing, picked it up and everything, put the code and all this stuff. My laptop, they didn't like it, wouldn't let it, stuff like that. Got a whole laptop, they didn't like it either. And so I ended up, of course, my laptop's new now. Yeah, so I picked up the fairly inexpensive, so I could be tied in with the Ethernet because I come work 2 days a week, and I was like, I have an Ethernet cable in my work one, do it like that, so I was like, okay, we got it working. Then all of a sudden it starts working. They'll do a downgrade to the system, and they say follow procedure. I'll do it 3 times, and I'll call 4 times, and say, hey, so-and-so, go watch this. It won't work. The 5th time, they will try it. It won't work. The 6th time, maybe, but by the 7th time, it'll finally work. The desktop, laptop, everything else, is stupid clients, I mean, 0 clients, everything like that.
Yeah, for me, it's just whatever I'm delivering. I actually have to do it. It's funny whenever I walk into a room, the computer something
You're in IT? Yeah. That's exactly how that works.
I'm an electronic tech by nature and stuff like that. My thing is, it's being slow. I have your first one.
Yeah, the second one is probably going to be the one that works without having to set it. Because I set that as a 5th of the test, because this is just a business stuff.
That one right there, hey,
So this is electronic tech. These documents
all I could think about seeing Cody over there, like, we're gonna talk about flags. Like, that's all I could think about. You understand Big Bang, like, that's what it looked like over there with Kurt. So really good, I appreciate it. So, I like to do this every so often, we haven't done it for a while. But for Cub Scouts, raise your hand and explain like something new you learned tonight in Cub Scouts with flag etiquette. Yes?
I learned that I shouldn't have, when I'm putting out just house, taken the flag apart and hoisted it up in front of my house, that those military flags are supposed to stay all folded forever.
Yeah, that's good. Good share, good information. Forever. What else?
You don't know what you don't know.
You don't know what you don't know. What else we learn over at with what Kurt and Charles that were over there?
Half mast versus half staff and how you raise and lower the flags depending on the order.
There's a difference between half staff and half.
Half mast and half staff are two different things.
Half mast is
Let's go. Like, all right, so Charles, can you educate us?
Half mast is on a ship, half staff is on a flagpole.
Well, I could get that.
I thought it was way more involved.
I know.
But the terminology.
Yeah.
She corrected
Yes.
you?
Hold on.
Yes. Thank you. MIA POW flag, according to federal regulations, is considered an American flag. It's retired the same way an American flag is. My only question is, I haven't seen in there, how do you fold the POW flag? I do
Charles,
not
you know? I do not know that.
I think it goes into a square, if I remember right.
I could try to dig it up and we can have it for next time for sure.
I know.
Because I'm interested. I didn't know there was a different way. I knew there's like different ways to fold different flags.
It's also a different way to fold the Ohio flag.
There is like that 17 folds.
That's how it looks.
Because it's not really a flag.
It's a trifold for a POW.
Just fold it into a square.
I don't know, but I can look.
Same as the US flag?
I think in that instance, you can fold it either way.
Yes.
In the Ohio version, there's a way to fold it, and the way to fold it was developed by an Eagle Scout.
Yep.
And the instructions are on file.
Yeah, it's 17 folds if I remember correctly. 17 folds or something like that. I could be wrong. Maybe 13, 16. Hey, it's one of the folds. We folded it so many times, but it's definitely out there because I know we used it for wood badge.
And it's because we're the
17
17th state.
state? I don't know.
There's 13.
How many,
No, total.
stars should be showing when it's folded?
5. Maybe the 6th one at the top. If it's
Sweet.
folded good.
Cool. Scouts BSA, what did we learn on the other side?
Sign up for NYLT. Yes.
Sign up for NYLT. Yes.
Don't tell your kids what they're actually attending.
The wrong one's calling that way.
I signed you up. I'm dropping you off. Yes, David.
For once we can actually get done before the Cub Scouts side.
Yeah, we rule.
We actually got done before the Cub Scout side. Yes.
They were here saying you like to talk a lot.
Awesome. Yes, sir.
You know, what a great effect scouts that go through the NYLT course can have on themselves and on their troops.
Yep. The fact of listening to the two ladies talk was like, it was, wow, I feel incompetent of how I can actually speak in front of people. It was very well done. Thank you, ladies, for doing that as well. You guys did an awesome job. So I will take it. You got the totem. Come on up. We'll talk about the totem. So TK has the totem. So if you haven't been here before, what we do is every month we have a totem. This year happens to be a hat. Another year was a stave. Another year was a safety hat. Why do we have so many hats?
Flag.
Yeah, so
Gilwell flag.
so we always ask for a volunteer to take it, and everybody in this room kind of knows, like, we all know what happens if nobody volunteers. It goes to the wheel of names. So I'm gonna let TK explain. So we ask you to take it home, adorn it, bring it back the next month of what it means to you for scouting, and then you put whatever it is on that hat. So I'll let you explain that.
As everybody knows, especially in my troop and people that went to Woodbridge, I kind of like to kick the hornet's nest
all the time. So faith is very important to me in my life. And I'm not in here by all means to insult anything, but I prayed about it a lot, and I became chaplain to support my son. Because he was thrown in a position because he didn't want to do it. That's why everybody voted for him and threw it at him, because it made him uncomfortable. So I took that position, and I didn't realize how difficult it would be to get information how to be a chaplain for Scouts, which should be the core of everything we do, because we have God in almost everything. But I met 5 different Scouts going almost 60 years back. And this is the message that I got, because I asked every single one of them, what message would you pass to the council, to anybody? And I'm just saying, this is God honest truth, especially the guy that's been in Scouts for 2 generations, and he says Scouts no more. Because he believes that the direction that Scouts are going is not following the God's principles. And this is just what I learned over the last 4 weeks. So especially Sir Ben Powell, he stressed a lot that the religion is very important. It's important to you live the right life, and it's important to your happiness. And there is a reason, and most of you guys know where I came from. I grew up in communism, I came out of communism. I've seen people killed, I've seen people thrown in jail for the beliefs. So when everybody won their independence during the World War II, guess what? When my people went back, the whole entire world turned their back on us because we're part of Eastern Bloc. And we had to fight for our independence, and Scouts were instrumental winning the freedom of the Eastern Bloc, believe it or not. And that's why when the World War II started, every Scout and their family were put on the kill list for all the Nazis because of what they believe. And many people don't know that. Because of your beliefs, and because what you stand for, no matter what your nation believes, it doesn't matter. You always believe. People change. Presidents change. Political parties change. God is constant, and Scouts been constant the whole entire time. And that's why they've been so hated by the people that wanted to enslave us. So, the way I adore the hat, and there is a reason why I put it above the Gateway District, I hand stitched the cross, which is one of the awards for religious emblems, and something that actually means a lot to me too, and it stands for God is greater than all highs and lows, because we speak God in almost everything we do, but now it's very important that we also stand behind it. And that's what I believe, that us as leaders, we have to stand behind it. If we're going to ask our kids to be reverent, if we're going to ask our kids and have God in our laws and everything, because you have pledge, law, and everything else, that's God in 3 different things that we say, you know, I think that's important. And I believe there should be more resources to support us as chaplains, and that's why my whole entire ticket is based to make it easier for all the chaplains to come through. Whether I complete it or not, it's irrelevant to me, because my last 3 points are going to take me at least 6 months to make it that anybody that comes through from this point on will be able to follow it, and it's going to be easy for the chaplain's aide and the chaplains, that they can follow it, they can add to it, and they can always grow it, because God will never change. And we can always rely on him, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. And that's why the chaplains are so important in every single troop and in every single pack.
Awesome.
stitch. Bar has been risen, sir. Great job, thank you. We'd like to see if anybody wants to take it home with them this month and then bring it back next month.
We want the wheel.
The wheel.
No, we do not want the wheel right away. Like, why do we always go like, you guys are ridiculous.
Never showed us that.
Like,
Come on, Vanna, spin that one.
I feel like I created a beast and with like, this is like,
Hey, it's your creation.
It's your creation.
Right?
You gotta write it out.
Last chance. Anybody want to take it home?
Take the wheel home?
You too can take the wheel home at wheelofnames.com.
It is your legacy. Yeah, it's part of your legacy now.
Yo, Nathan Weber, stop.
Oh!
Eric! Did he left?
No.
Oh, well then it's Nate Weber.
No problem.
You didn't listen to the wheel.
It just kicked back one spot. You didn't see
Take a
it.
picture of that so I give it to Eric.
No, I'm gonna shut it down.
What are you running here?
No, nobody took a picture of it. Oh, it's gone forever.
Isn't this online?
Huh?
Wasn't that online?
No, you couldn't see it from my line. The camera points that way. You can't see it. So.
And none of this was audible.
No, not at all. I'll delete it out.
So they all hear what we said.
Absolutely. Sorry, I was looking. So the next meeting is April 3rd. The next roundtable will be April 3rd here back at this place. Some pretty cool stuff. Shelby, she's handling keeping your pack active through the summer. And Kurt is going to be cooking 101. There may be some cooking involved.
Oh, there's definitely going to be some eating.
So I would not miss April 3rd for sure. It's going to be fantastic. By the way, we only have 2 more roundtables left this school year. So we're taking June and July off this time around. So we'll be back in August. So if you're always interested in helping out with Roundtable, please come see one of us. We're always accepting. I think we're up like 10 people on the committee. And it basically, you just pick one meeting you want to lead and you find somebody to talk about, and it's pretty straightforward. So it's
If
awesome.
you have food allergies, please let Nick know, because I don't want to make anybody sick. But one of the main ingredients we have to have for April has to be pineapple. I'm hoping Josh Wayne shows up.
Me too. It's his favorite.
Yes, it is.
All right. I do too. We can do 2 of them. So everybody take out your cards. Right? Now everybody stand up with your cards. You didn't get a card? Hold on. We can stop. Don't. Here. Can you?
Yeah.
How many we need? Just one, I think. Just one, right? Anybody else need one? No. All right. All right. So here's what I want to do with the card. Everybody should have their name on it, right? Or a name. I'm looking right at you, David. Yes, I know. So if you, I'm going to read something off. If you've done one of these things and you see somebody's hand not up, switch cards with them. So if you are Baloo trained, raise your hand. Turn around and hand it to somebody that doesn't have their hand up. Baloo train?
Do we trade them? Or?
You trade your cards. 1 for 1. You have their card and...
I traded with him.
Then trade, so just trade again.
Have
It's
him raise
okay.
your hand.
Do we trade or do we keep both of them?
You trade. 1 for 1. All right. If you have participated in Wood Badge, raise your hand and switch with, holy smokes, this might not work. So just switch with somebody around you, that's fine.
Can it be the same person?
It could be the same person, it doesn't matter. All right. So let's say, raise your hand if you've been to Blackfoot. Trade with somebody else that doesn't have their hand up. All right, raise your hand if you've been to Green Bar. Trade with somebody. And of course, I can't forget Okama. If you've done Okama, raise your hand, switch with somebody. Oh, there we go. All right. I don't know about that one.
You can say Powderhorn.
Oh, Powderhorn. Anybody done Powderhorn? Switch with somebody that doesn't have their hand up. All right. If you have camped in the last month in a tent, switch with somebody. If you camped in a tent in the last month.
Here, I'll trade you.
It was 50, then we went camping, and it was 70.
All right. So do me a favor. Does anybody have their same card? No. All right. Perfect. Everybody pass your cards up front now.
Okay.
It doesn't matter what card I have.
It never
Just pass.
matters.
Just grab a whole line and bring them up here.
This is like that David Wood badge where it doesn't matter.
It does. You gotta win.
Go fish.
By the way, there was 46 cards handed out. We were 6 cards short. Actually, I did 54 because I gave the 2 jokers out to people that deserved it the most.
Gave the 2 jokers to the 2 jokers.
Those 2.
How appropriate.
Right? So, just like everybody here has something they can give to scouting. Just like you trade your card, you can trade your knowledge on that training opportunity to another fellow scout that never has done that. But it ultimately ends back into one deck in the scouting community. All of us together make scouting community better and more powerful if we're all trained in one way or another. So think about that next time you see cards, and have a great night. We'll see you all next time.
Yeah. Really? That's interesting. Why not?
Especially since, like I said, 50 to 17 to 7. I called the council we stayed at, and I asked them, they're sending me home.
Oh, there you go.
Now we don't have to shave.
All right, we need it out of here? Nick, we're behind you.
Yeah.